Where are gold prices going? Gold prices firmed up on Monday, trading near an all-time high scaled in the previous session. Spot gold is about $2,997 an ounce, which is around $3,000 an ounce after hitting a record high of $3,004 on Friday, according to Reuters. Analysts are predicting the $3,150 levels in coming months, though quicker than expected, and more on that shortly. US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said on Sunday that there are no guarantees there will not be a recession in the United States, which obviously has compounded investor worries of an impending economic downturn thanks to Trump's trade policies. All of this is, of course, good for gold and gold prices in the world and in India. Bullion tends to do well in a low interest rate environment, is also seen as a hedge against economic uncertainties, geopolitical turmoil, and inflation. Prices in India, which track global prices, are also at highs. The gold market overall has been quite active, including facing some challenges of physical gold shipped to the United States, with traders there trying to beat possible tariffs on imports there. Gold is a physical market, as we will be reminded shortly. On the other hand, prices in India are quite reasonable and competitive in case you were thinking of buying versus buying outside India. I spoke with Surendra Mehta, National Secretary of the Indian Bullion and Jewellers Association, which was set up in 1919, which also publishes the benchmark gold price rates in the country. And I began by asking him to walk us through the reasons why prices were ruling so high.
Some of the reasons why the gold prices are going high, especially after 2020. The first being the gold is a very good hedge against the inflation, and we saw inflation at a record high after 2020. Of course, now in the countries like US, it is little bit lowering. The second big reason was geopolitical tension. We have seen Israel, Hamas, we have seen Russia, Ukraine. That is the second reason. Third big reason was levying of tariff by the Trump government and then reciprocal tariff. And fourth big reason is central bank buying. Fifth big reason is ETF buying. Sixth big reason is the fall in the equity market. These are the major reason why people have moved to the gold. And every analysts have been recommending in last 5 years that some part of your portfolio must be in the gold. And so the demand for the gold has also increased, especially in countries like India, China, and many other countries. So these are the major reason. Most of this reason, I mean to say, is still continuing. So that is the reason why the gold prices are high, and it will continue to remain high unless we have geopolitical tension reduced, unless we have levying of tariff by the US government has been reduced, or inflation has been under control. So all these reasons still continue. So why could the gold prices not go high?
Right. I'll come back to the global scenario in a moment. Back in India, right now, obviously, we track global prices. Are you seeing a lot of imports of gold as well beyond what is normal, including through, let's say, smuggling and so on?
First of all, we need to understand, I disagree that smuggling is happening. Earlier, we used to have a custom duty of 15% on gold when it is imported into India. Now we have only 6%. So now, with the reduction of 9% duty, there is no advantage or there is no real reason why somebody would smuggle the gold. In fact, what is happening is most of the people who are traveling to Dubai are buying gold on the pretext that Dubai has a better quality of gold. For they forget that India only export gold to the Dubai, because most of the Indian buy the same gold which India has exported. Now the duty in India is 6%. There is a 3% GST. So there is a overall 9% impact on the gold purchase. While when you buy from Dubai, you pay 5% VAT. So overall, there is only 4% benefit. And for 4% benefit, if somebody is trying to smuggle, then I think there are hawala cost also he needs to take into consideration. So there is no big advantage except that few buyers from Dubai, I would say travelers who are going to Dubai, are bringing gold back to our country.
Right. And when you said that we are exporting gold to Dubai, are you talking about, is this in the form of jewelry or bullion, or?
In form of the jewelry. We import bullion and we export jewelry.
And is this a large amount? I mean, compared to, let's say, previous years?
Yeah, because we have an UAE SEPA agreement by virtue of which the duty on gold is 1% less if the gold is imported under the UAE SEPA agreement, which is in form of bullion. And when we export to the Dubai, they get a 5% VAT advantage provided it is exported out of their country. But if you buy from the Dubai itself, then you have to pay 5% VAT. So where is the advantage in smuggling the gold?
And amongst other countries or all countries that India could potentially import gold from, and I'm talking about retail, would Dubai be the cheapest, or at least that's the belief?
Dubai is the cheapest because there is an UAE SEPA agreement by virtue of which you pay 1% less duty. So naturally, Dubai is the cheapest.
Okay, so let me come back to the global market. So we've also been reading reports in the last couple of months about shortage of physical gold, the logistical challenges of shipping gold to New York, because obviously I think people were trying to anticipate higher tariffs on imported gold. It seems to have been causing pressure on gold stored in the UK, Australia, and so on. How is if at all, affecting us?
Those were all the rumors. First of all, nobody understood how logistically the gold needs to be moved from UK vault to the COMEX vault in US. People do not understand that there is something called allocated gold and there is something called unallocated gold. Also, the gold bars in UK cannot be moved to the COMEX because both have a different denomination. The most of the bars in UK are 12.5 kg bars, and most of the bars in COMEX are 1 kg bars. So first they need to be moved to Swiss refinery. From there they were recasted into 1 kg bar, and this was only a logistic challenges. So it naturally takes time. Imagine about 650 tons of gold moved out of London vault to the COMEX vault. It is going to take a lot of time. It is not by virtue of click of a button. You need to move the physical quantity. Like in India, if in NCX there is a delivery of 1 ton of gold, which has never happened, and if such a huge delivery comes, probably they have to work overnight or maybe 2 days overnight. Then only they can actually deliver those kind of gold. So this was 650 tons, and you are moving out of one country, taking it to Switzerland or taking it to some other refinery for recasting, and then it is going to COMEX what. So this was a very big task, and so all these were rumors. Now everything has been moved, and that is why the lease rate also has gone down now, because earlier we have seen the difference between spot price and future price was almost $60. Now it is only 10 to $12.
So, two questions, one linked to the previous one. Is there any impact of all of this on India? And secondly, obviously, when prices are high in India, demand tends to slow down. So, how are you seeing that right now?
See, whenever the prices will go higher, the demand would definitely go lower. And most of the analysts are predicting that gold can go up to, say, $3,150 or $3,200. Now, for an investor, why he would take a risk if he's only expecting 5% higher prices from here? So probably investor is not going to invest at this price because in the last 5% zone, it is a very high risk zone. Secondly, because of higher prices, naturally the consumer demand for jewelry always reduces, except those who have wedding in their house, they need to buy. So the demand will definitely go down. And this is the first time it has gone down, not only for consumers, but due to investor opting out at such a high prices.
Right. And you're not seeing any impact, just to go back to the previous question, of physical gold supplies globally or into India?
No, 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 no. I don't think, because most of the people who have never understood how the gold is moved, they thought it is like some equity market transaction and everything in demat form with a click of button, it can be transferred. No, it cannot be transferred. This is a physical commodity. How will you transfer 650 or 700 tons of gold? So there are logistic challenges. Naturally.
Finally, to round up, your outlook on prices for the next few months?
I personally feel that we are still looking at $3,150 in international market. That would be my first target, and probably how we reach out to $3,150. If $3,150 comes in the next 1 month or 2 months, then probably my target would become higher. But I have my initial target of only 3,150. There I see a lot of resistance. But if you ask me my lower target, in 2025, my lower target in 2025 is as low as 2,100 to $200.
Oh, that's quite a swing. Right. Mr. Mehta, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.